Hello, this is Dale, and this is my nightly video blog for the weekly options for Sunday, Mother's Day, May 12th. Just racking up last week, we made 17% on a GDX. Real nice trade where we got it going down to the 161, then took it back up with a call. We made 100% on TLT and dropped 35% on the VIX. So it was all in all, it was a pretty decent week. We've got a trade on the FAS right now. Remember, this is not a recommendation to buy or sell. Options Infinity LLC is not a brokerage firm. Our instruction is for educational purposes only. Let me bring over Thinkorswim first, and we can kind of work our way back up here. The VIX, we had the VIX, and it just kind of sat there and went up and down and up and down, and you'll notice we had a squeeze here on Friday, which I did not take. If some of you took it, that's fine. You just manage it. Just look at we can just look at a measured move here and see that we had such an animal right here. Then we had another one right here. Another one right here. I mean, it is definitely in a downtrend here. Wonder how far down it's gone. We'll put on the Fibonacci extensions there. And this one looks like the more dominant measured move right down here. So let's try that one. And you can see it came down to the 127, which for a more dominant measured move, the smaller numbers have more impact. I don't know where this is going to go. It's you probably want to just watch this on Monday and play it accordingly. But I am not in there. But I'll try to remember tomorrow night to just give you my take on what I would do if I were in there. Okay, TLT was a very nice trade we had here with the squeeze. Got in the squeeze, took this all the way down, and had a pretty nice 100% return on that one. We have no squeezes on TLT at this point in time. GDX, we took this down to the 161 and then back up, getting out very close to the top there. No squeezes on GDX, so we are out of GDX. Let me go to the EEM real quick. EEM, we have no squeezes on EEM, so we're just watching that. FAS, we do have a squeeze on the FAS. And let me bring over the little template here. You'll notice that on Friday, it started squeezing around 2 o'clock and continued throughout the day, and I got into that. You can see how compressed we were here. Very compressed. And let's see, this is the squeeze that I got. Right around 3:15 I got in there. Before it took a move up, it was just sitting there dead in the water. 3:15 I got it right around 36.18, and had a beautiful balance, even though this was above 63, excuse me. The 64 call was 85 cents. The 62 put was 85 cents. A perfect little balance here of $1.70, and that's what I have going into next week. So we've got an FAS strangle working, and we'll watch that throughout the week. Let's see, the only other thing is we have the housing starts on Thursday. So remember Wednesday night, and I'll be talking about this throughout the week, Wednesday night before the housing starts are released Thursday morning at 8:30, we want to put on a strangle, and I like the FAS on these trades. We'll have to see how we're doing on our FAS trade as we get into Tuesday, so we're preparing ourselves for Wednesday night to put on that strangle. Okay, one other thing I wanted to talk about tonight, and that is that you remember when Apple had its earnings, and we went in with a strangle on it, and the volatility crush just took us out of that, and I kind of wanted to close the loop on that. Well, Priceline had its earnings on Thursday, and I'm going to go to my standard screen here, take a look at Priceline. And you'll see that Priceline had its earnings here on Thursday. The actual earnings came in quite a bit better than the estimated. In after-hours training, they were killing it, and then during regular trading, Priceline did very well. However, it only got up as high as 769. Let me just bring over a little chart I actually did this trade where I put on an iron condor because, in looking at Apple before, what we were doing is selling a strangle, and with earnings on some of these big ones, you've got high volatility going into earnings, and then it goes into low volatility as soon as earnings are announced. It's just the opposite of what the strategy is. So, one of the ways to do that is to trade an iron condor. In other words, take advantage of the fact that the high volatility is going to jack up the price of the premiums. And when you have a stock that's very expensive, some of those premiums can be pretty attractive, way, way, way out of the money. At 3 o'clock on let's see, this was Thursday. Thursday was the 9th, yeah. Priceline was at 742. I went ahead and sold an 810 call and bought an 820 call, and then sold a 670 put and bought a 660 put. So when you set up an iron condor, basically what you're doing is you are selling a deep out of the money option, and then you're buying one further out of the option for protection. Okay, and what I was using here is a delta of 0.05. So this was out at 2 standard deviations, and you can see I was out 68 points on the call side, 68 points on the put side, and was able to get a credit of 54 cents and 76 cents going into earnings. Okay, so that was $1.30. So if Priceline were able to end up the day between 670 and 810, all this would go to zero. Okay, because there was only 1 day left. This was on Thursday. Only 1 day left of trading. The next day, you can see it had a nice rise. It had a nice rise, but it closed at 767. 767 is right in the middle here. And if you would have sold 10 contracts, it would have been $10,000 margin. You would have seen $1,300 in your account by the end of the day. That's 13% return overnight. Pretty doggone nice. So, you think, wow, well, this is it. This is it. Well, no, it's not. No, it's not, because the thing is many times, if you can do this with a very high accuracy, the thing is, every once in a while, a Netflix will come around, like the earnings in January 23, where it went from 103 to 147, and you would have lost $9,000 on the same 10 contracts. Okay? Now, this only happens about 5% of the time. Most of the time, you're going to be looking at what I showed you on Priceline. But this is not a game for the faint of heart, because there's going to be times where you get crushed. This is a tough game to play, But I just wanted to show this to you to just kind of give closure on some of the early discussions we had on earnings. And now that I've got that taken care of, what I'd like everybody to do is go back to the strangles on our squeezes and focus on that. Okay, and that's my blog for tonight. Come on back tomorrow night. Bye-bye now.